Hey, welcome to a sad little happy place with me here in the parking lot of Burger King. God, I just got off the phone with my best friend, and I was worried that he was going to screw this video up because I was really, well, I don't know. There's no screwing. It's screwed up to begin with. I have not been in a good mood. I just made I did something stupid. I did something really stupid. And maybe I should talk about it later after I get the burger. Yeah, I don't want to get into it now, but basically he lifted my spirits, and I was laughing, and while I was laughing I was like, God damn it. This might ruin the video. I'm too happy. But then, we got into back into the reality territory toward the end of the conversation, and now I'm back 6 feet under again. I mean, middle-aged white guy in America. Whatever. God, look at the weather. Jesus Christ, I hate it. This is not my weather. I do not. It's bright. My blue eyes, I'm just squinting, and I don't, guess I could wear my sunglasses. Should I do that? I don't want to wear my sunglasses. I mean, I want to, but I just don't want to have a video with wearing my sunglasses. Anyway, let's... Oh, I've got it. And also, I really have to pee bad. Which, as I always say, I'm not trying to make this video like me having to urinate in every video. But the thing is, I don't have a pot to piss in. And, the expression that comes from, obviously, probably in the Middle Ages, let's see, there was... what was it? I looked that up one time. I think it's like that urine was used to tan hides, and so people would sell their urine to leathersmiths. I don't know if that's just a better name for that. Is that leathersmith? I have no idea if that's the right terminology. Leather worker. Anyway, they would sell their urine, and of course they would need to, and so that was what poor people were doing, is they were selling their urine, bringing it to the leathersmith to use to tan hides. So that meant that they had something to piss in and to carry it. So if you were even poorer than poor, you didn't even have a pot to piss in to go make money off of it. Glad this was playing. I don't think that there's going to be any copyright triggers from this. God, this is great. I've been listening to this today. It's two bands on this one CD. Friends of mine's band from 20 years ago. So this is the second one. Well, the band on the first half of the CD, they're called the All Golden, from Kent, Ohio. This is Jon Finley, also from Kent, Ohio. Man, what a good guy, Jon Finley. You know what? Yeah, I guess I'm gonna make a video. Jon Finley. guess maybe I should talk about my impression of Jon Finley. I mean, we're not like amazing friends or anything. I lived in Texas for most of my life, and at some point I started going on tour as a musician, solo guy, just doing some original stuff. Kind of sound like a mixture of, well, kind of sound like the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack a little bit. Maybe a little Prince and Michael McDonald thrown in. No, didn't do covers, mainly original stuff. But yeah, so I toured around, and you know what? I'm gonna just pause that for a second. So I toured around a lot, and just lived for 4 years. I lived in my van, just traveling around the country, just playing a different town every night, and going from city to city, you know, like small town to small town, you know, just seeing what I could drum up. Most of the time I didn't have a gig set up. Initially I didn't have any gigs set up. I just left my hometown, no longer had a place to live, and kind of put some stuff in storage, and yeah, just went to a venue in Little Rock and asked if I could play that night, and they let me. And so then I went to Memphis, and I went to Nashville, did the same thing, and just kept going around the country and around. Eventually got to the point where I would have, you know, be able to start. I made friends, I made connections, you know, as the years went on, and was able to set up shows, you know, in advance. But initially it was mainly just showing up and asking to play that night. So, you know, I did that in Kent, Ohio one night, and it was because I went to this bar, the Zephyr there. Oh my God, the Zephyr is great. I loved it so much. And the guy who's working there, his name is Joel. That day, I came in during the afternoon, and I was kind of gave him my spiel. I started giving my spiel, and he was, you know, he was kind of intrigued, but, you know, on the fence. And then I said, yeah, my stuff kind of sounds like a mixture of, like, maybe it's original stuff in the vein of Billy Ocean or the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. And he was like, so that's the selling point. So he said he was going to make some calls and ask if I could do that, and to just told me to go hang out at this coffee shop and come back. And so I did, and it worked out. And God, I might have done the show there by myself that night. I don't think there was anybody else in the bill, but if there was, God, it was hard to tell because I played there so much over like a 4-year period. I can't remember if they got, like, just kind of got somebody to play. If it wasn't, it would have been Jon Finley, I think. Yeah, I think I played with Jon Finley. I might have even stayed an extra day and played with him the next night. It's running together. Anyway, what a great guy. I mean, and what a complex guy, you know, I mean, or situation of a guy he is, you know. I mean, he's just, and this is just my impression, you know. He may watch this and be like, dude, you don't even, or his friends are like, wow, you were so far off base. But he looks like he kind of looks like an apostle of what you imagine like an Americanized version, a westernized version of an apostle of Jesus would be, but with like a short beard, but kind of a similar, you know, kind of. I mean, I say scraggly. You know, I'm scraggly. I'm a scraggly guy. You know, he's definitely scraggly. He's in the scraggly camp. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's scrawny, but he's kind of, you know, I'm thin myself. You know, he's thin. Kind of. Also, maybe kind of looks like if I had to think, maybe like a, you know, like a French fur trapper, like kind of like a scrawny but tough French fur trapper from whenever that was, 1600s. Late 1500s, I don't know. Whenever they were up there doing that. So yeah, and he's got, I don't know, he has like, I mean, he's a real, he seems like a real tough luck guy. I mean, but everybody loves him. He's just like extremely charismatic, but there's just like a sadness and like or I don't know if maybe that's not maybe there's a better word than sadness. There's a heaviness. He's got just a heaviness to him, not a heaviness that drags you down, you know, like, God, Jesus Christ, this guy, you know, not that, like that, just like well, I mean, like a heaviness, I guess, if you were to encounter Jesus, you know, like as you know, as you're reading the Bible, or people who would encounter Jesus, just that kind of heaviness, of, you know, I mean, you want to be around him, you want to be his friend, you want to hear what he does, and when he does something, you know, he's a guy that's like, anything he does just seems like he's just shitting gold nuggets, you know, but somehow it escapes success, you know. I mean, it's just, and when you listen to it, so it's like, for example, this CD, this burned CD I've got of his, you know, there's some like weird production elements, you know. I mean, it's not produced well, you know, there's too much bass, you know. I mean, what, you know, it's like it's, you know, it seems like his gear, maybe I'm getting this wrong, but I get the impression that his gear is always on the fringe of not working, and perhaps not working. In fact, I remember, you know, him just having to fold in some gigs that we played together just because his stuff wasn't working properly. But, you know, it seems like he's a guy that has like a deep desire to just to express himself, and so he just tries to make it happen, and you know, he's successful in that regard. You know, I mean, I know he's had a lot of output, you know, just probably for friends, mainly, CDRs or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to assume. Maybe he's put out vinyl. Maybe he's done releases. I really have not. We're Facebook friends still, but I haven't like heavily kept up with him, you know, as far as what he's doing musically and artistically. But you know, he's one of these guys that you just hear something. I mean, he could just pick up an instrument and start doing something, and you just feel the heaviness, you know, but the meaningful heaviness to it. It doesn't matter. It's like, it doesn't matter that there's bad production, or that he's using a bad vocal mic, or you know, or whatever. Here's another thing. He puts himself out as a guitarist. I mean, I feel like he mainly presents as a guitarist. Every time I would see him do a gig, or we'd do a gig together, where, you know, I would open it for him or vice versa. You know, it was like guitar. But it seems like when I would hear albums, it was just keyboard based. But then he was also a drummer. But, you know, on these, at least on the ones that I've heard, it seems like it was all just like keyboard and just kind of like, you know, lightly sequenced drum stuff, which, you know, it didn't in the drum stuff. It's weird because, you know, I feel like when you listen to it, you wouldn't think that it was a drummer that was programming it, if that makes sense. It just has kind of like a spare or kind of disjointed quality to it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not dissing on it at all, because that's what's charming about it, you know. That's what's good about it, is that it doesn't seem like there's a drummer doing it. But he's a drummer. It's like my impression of him in real life is that he's a guitarist and drummer, but then when I hear his stuff, it's all keyboard and just kind of like strangely quantized beat stuff, or drum beats from a keyboard. I know that he's, you know, being in that area, I do know, I'm sorry, I'm just like rattling off things that I know about Jon. I mean, there are much better qualified people that are closer to him to talk about stuff, but I do know that he was, you know, friends with the Black Keys guys, and I think was like going to play bass for them. Or if I remember correctly, or was, but then there was something. I guess he was like maybe supposed to be the third member, and then they just decided to go with two. I don't know. The impression that I got is that he was a success, quote success, was always just like narrowly escaping him. And there's some kind of like a tough luck quality, but not in a way that you necessarily pity in a looking down on way. I mean, I feel like my impression is that people were always looking up to Jon, but there was something always breaking down or not going right, or that was tough, and there was like a heaviness and a sadness, but it was like still at the same time a charismatic thing about it. So anyway, that's my prefacing of Jon Finley. That, as far as I know, there might be more I could come up with to say, but I like him a lot, and he's a great guy, and he's just a beloved figure in the Kent Akron music scene. I'm confident in that, in saying that. So you know what? Maybe I'll play a couple things, just little snippets here. And you know what? I don't know. See, I wonder about this. I mean, I wonder. And of course, this is me just playing through car stereos into a cell phone mic. But do you have to know somebody? I mean, maybe we all know somebody like that. Somebody with like this, just this real heaviness about him, like this kind of good, aesthetically pleasing heaviness that, so if I play, what I'm wondering is that, I wonder if you have to know these people in order to hear it through their music. I mean, am I just hearing it because I know him, or would a stranger come to the same conclusion just hearing it? So I'll try it. Well, you heard that one thing. I mean, you can judge that. Let's see. Let's go back to. This is how the album starts, and I don't know what the name. It's probably written on the disc. So it's like there's his album. It's like there's really weird elements going on. It's like kind of you want to say like it sounds like sci-fi stuff happening. I mean, when you just playing like keyboard, it's just like this, kind of like this is like digital drums. It sounds, I'm pretty sure it has that sound, like this is like rolling drums, and he's just like kind of boom boom boom, I mean, like where he would be doing this on a floor tom, and it's just like, it's just simple, it's just that, and then just like a real full range, just like keyboard playing some simple chords, and then just like singing, and he's got this, he's got this, his voice is not that great if you like analyze it technically, but it's just like, it's just so, just pure, and listening to his stuff, it just makes me want to cry, honestly. I don't know if it's just where I'm at right now, but And, there's this weird sounds like the sci-fi thing, but then what it goes to is incredible, I think. Yeah, and there's this. Okay, this is I guess the second song. I'll try to skip forward here. I mean, I don't want to skip over any good parts, but there's some. I don't want to call them dead spots. It's just, he's just playing some simple stuff, but I feel like a dick for fast forwarding through it. Oh yeah. That's it. It just goes to this. I mean, it's like I feel like I've heard this kind of piano stuff, or this kind of thing a million times before, but just something away. I mean, not a million times, just it doesn't seem outlandish, just as, somebody doing this kind of pentatonic keyboard stuff, but I just feel like there's his aesthetic heaviness comes through in it. Sorry, I've got other shit going on that. I didn't put this on to make me feel or enhance the way I'm feeling. I just I just randomly. I just thought, actually I put it on to listen to the All Golden, which is a different Kent band. They're on the first half of the CD. And I was like, oh yeah, Jon's album's on this. I'm down the end of it. All right, let me skip around here a little bit. See this? And this is another thing on this album. There's just like these kind of like. He does this thing where it's like he inserts like these stereotypically cheesy elements, like this 90s whatever beat, I don't know what genre of electronic music, jungle or not jungle, I don't know, whatever, what I'm talking about. But then the stuff he starts putting to it afterward, kind of transforms it, and you're just not thinking about. There's another tune on this album that's kind of that way, where you're like, oh my god, like where you want to just like hit skip, but then it just takes it's just kind of weird left turns, and it's not. I mean, I don't know. It's like revolutionary. It's just. Which I appreciate. I appreciate people transforming something that has like a cheesy element into something where you just like it's like you're just not thinking about it anymore. Let's see here. Okay. go to this one here. Oh, that's the one. This is the one that I started with, yeah. Yeah, so these almost have like pre-programmed rhythm aspect to it. I think he was using something that had pre-programmed rhythms, and then what does it sound like? It sounds like well, I mean, if you want to picture it this way, it kind of sounds like maybe the music, you know, like after you die, when you're, you know, like heading toward the light or something. You know, I don't know. I'm just trying to give, you know, some kind of anchors that we have some kind of idea of here. I mean, it's just like there's not a lot of elements. It's just like it mainly seems like a beat and like one keyboard thing that he's just kind of doing and then singing on top of it. I mean, it seems like something that somebody else would just be like, oh, I can't release this, you know. But it's like, you get the impression that Jon, you know, he was just like trying to do something, you know. And it's like maybe he feel like he couldn't get a good enough guitar tone. I don't know. I'm not trying to. I'm just. This is me just wondering, like, maybe he couldn't record drums very well, like the miking or the guitar, and so it was just easier to do keyboard. And he was just trying to get something out, you know. Anyway, I mean, you have to kind of listen to the whole thing, you know. I'm skipping around, but I don't know. Hopefully something's coming across here. Maybe I'm just a mess and I'm reading into it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh yeah, this is the one. It's like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? This is, I don't know about this. And you're like, okay, all right, this is getting, okay, that makes it more interesting. And there's like these samples of something. I don't know if it's people screaming or crying. So then you fast forward a little bit, and it kind of continues that way, and then it's kind of like breaks where there's just the screaming, and then the music comes back, and then it takes a left turn, and then it just completely drops. And then we get to, sorry, I'm skipping ahead, but this is, okay. And then it kind of like starts dissolving with some like reverb coming in, dissolving it. Then it turns to piano. It's like a sequence piano thing. This video is too long, but you know what? Jon Finley's worth it. He's worth it. You know, I know one of his friends will watch this and appreciate it. I know one, Joe. And it just, you know, it kind of goes like that toward the end. I hate to cut it off, but, you know, it's like it kind of goes in and out. There's like a kind of an envelope on the piano. It kind of affects the filter of it. Really, I like this song a lot. Again, you know, I mean, it's like I've heard stuff that's kind of like this before, like on new age albums or whatever. But you know, I just feel like you really feel his, you know, charismatic heaviness, you know, through it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna cut out. That was a good note to cut off on with that. I mean, so that's you know, that's the Jon Finley I know. Maybe I have no idea if his stuff's on YouTube or Spotify. I don't know. I'm not familiar with a bunch of his albums. I have a few things like on some burned CDs, but yeah, this is the one. I'm glad I had this in the car today. So, all right. Let's just dust those tears off and get a burger. Wow. No. Let's see what. I don't know. Maybe there's a thumbnail in there somewhere. God, I need a burger.
How can I help you?
Hi, I have a survey code.
How can I help you?
Yeah, I have a survey code.
Okay. What is the number?
9487.
Okay, you want large, medium, or large?
Small.
What can I bring?
Diet Coke.
Okay.
I want to substitute the Impossible Whopper, please.
Okay.
And on the Impossible Whopper, no mayo, light ketchup.
Order?
No mayo, light ketchup.
Okay.
And on the fries, muy bien cocinada.
Okay.
And no sal.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, should I try the cinnamon apple pie?
No. Thanks.
Okay, yes, nice and please.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I use Spanish. God damn. I just, yeah, I'm guilty. I did it. I just really wanted, you know, it's a different lady, and I just really wanted to make sure that his fries are crispy and crunchy hard. Oh, yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Hmm. Thank you. All right. So, man, wow, a 40-minute video. Boy, I tell you what, I think it might just be that one friend of Jon Finley's watching this one. Joe, hope you enjoy it. Oh man, I hope they're fast for your sake. God damn, 36 minutes now. Wet my whistle. Yeah, I got in trouble. I did something bad. Stupid. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not even worth discussing, you know, because that'd be another, and I probably shouldn't discuss it, but, you know, I guess I'll just, yeah, in the time it'll take her to come out here, I'll just say that, I don't know what I'll say. I wish I had a pot to piss in. Let's see if I've got one. Let's see if there's a pot shoved under the seat somewhere. Nope. I mean, at this point, I guess I just need to, for completion's sake, you know, get the fries, hopefully show Golden Crunch, show the burger, show the rogue lettuce, end it as quickly as possible. Say, don't know. Just want to end the video. I just want to end it. I want to hit stop, but on the other hand, I just can't bear to not have there be the French fries and burger in it at the end. I'm just gonna... I mean, to be honest with you, I'm enjoying this awkward silence. Just watching the camera fucking tick away. The timer tick away on it. 40 minutes. A 40-minute video. God damn. I mean, I've got a little anxiety about it. I should be playing some more Jon Finley music or something. You know what? I should play. I should play some All Golden. Let's see here. So this is the All Golden, and they are also a Kent band. I'll give you a little. Let's see. They sound great. That guy I mentioned, Joel, who's the bartender at this place. Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna play like I should have done this like 2 minutes ago. An idiot. Man, Ohio, I love Ohio bands. I mean, people from Ohio, I love Ohio, I love people from Ohio. Man, I have no idea why people make fun of people from Ohio. Well, I mean, it's just... Alright. Golden Crunch Factor. How do they look? Golden flavors there. Golden Crunch is an 8. Just want you to be. I want. Lots. I opened the Rogue Lettuce end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at all that Rogue Lettuce. All right. A little extra one. All right. Look at that. All right. See you later.